Welcome to the podcast. It's Mr. Ish. We're here at Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club, Bodega Clubhouse. And my boss is lingering around, so yeah, make sure you're hyping this one up. Ishmael's trying to get extra hours for the summer. You know how it is. Welcome to the podcast. It's one of my favorite groups. We always have a good time when we're talking. So introduce ourselves. Give me your name and your age. Let's jump right into the topic.
My name is Mark and I'm 9.
What's up, Mark?
My name is Brandon and I'm 9.
Brandon, welcome.
My name is Karen. I'm 10.
Taryn, she's 10 years old. She's the old one here. My name is Mr. Ish, and today's topic is a great one. I know we've always seen it, like, you know, in front of McDonald's, in front of the check cashing place. Sometimes even when you're on the highway, you always see somebody with a sign or something like that, saying that they're hungry and sorry to put it this way, but they're asking for money, they're begging for money or something. How do you guys feel about that? Is it something that you know, if you're with your parents, do you see your parents or even yourself give them money or maybe give them food? I don't know. So we're gonna go around. I'm pretty sure that you see it. So let's see how you deal with it. Some people just ignore it, and that's you know, that's the reality of it. Some people just be like, oh, you know, it's not my problem, and keep walking by. So, you know, let's try to be honest because everyone's opinion is important. So we'll start off with you, sir. You know, is this something that you've seen in your life, or, you know, while in the streets?
I've seen a lot of homeless people. I've seen one near, like, where you get your money.
Yeah, but this is different. You're saying homeless people.
Oh.
There's people that are homeless. You know, they go to shelters. They may, you know, be under a scaffold, but that's not the person that's asking for money. That person just needs a place to rest. That person might just has a job but can't pay a rent or something like that. So a homeless person and the person that's begging for money, I kind of put them in two different places.
Okay.
Because I could see if I pass by a homeless person and I got a jacket that don't fit me, I could give it to the homeless person. Be like, yo, here's a jacket, man. I think, you know, it'll help you out. But, you know, it's different. So let's try to put that in two different categories. Go ahead.
So if somebody that's begging for money, I normally see them near where you get your, like, where you put your money and get some more. And most of the time I see this guy that's always near McDonald's.
Yeah, that's a given spot. And the bank over there, Chase, that's also a good spot. Because they feel that you're going into the bank to take out money, so you can't tell them you don't have no money. So that's one of their, you know, their techniques. So how do you deal with it? Like what have you done in the past? You know, I mean, you're walking with your parents or somebody. How is it normally dealt with in your side of the world?
Once I was walking and I saw this guy that was next to the, like, bank.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at him and I saw that he was asking people for money. So I gave him $2.
You gave him $2?
Yes.
And what happened? How do you feel after that? Was it something that, you know, was there a feeling that was attached to the $2?
I felt happy,
Okay.
and I didn't really need the money, so I gave it to him.
Okay, that's fair. That's so it didn't matter, honestly, what he was gonna do with the money. You felt happy that you helped somebody, and in your heart you did it for that reason. $2 is not gonna change your life, which is a great way to think of it. What about you, sir? Is this something that's come up in your life? Someone asking for money or asking your mom for money or something like that?
I remember, like, one day, like, we was in the park, then my mom actually made a woman, like, she was poor, but she actually have, like, like.
All right, let me correct you here. We are all poor. I'm poor, and I got 2 jobs, so I'm poor. Don't get me. If you look at the census, we're poor. I could have 3 jobs and still be poor. So the poor thing is just we live in, you know, we're not making enough money. So that's what, you know, how they kind of look at us. I'm not middle class. I don't feel like I'm middle class. I don't have a home. I mean, I may have a car, but I don't have a home. Usually, like, people that have a home, we consider them more middle class. So I'm right in that poor. So if I ask you for $2, you gonna give it to me? I'm poor. Yeah, I need $2 for icy. How you looking?
I would give you like $5.
You give me five. Pfft, you my boy. I'm gonna look for you later on when we leave this place. I got a couple of cough drops. I really feel like eating, something from McDonald's, but I don't know if you could get your budget up to 8. I'll take the 5 for now.
A 5 is for a Happy Meal.
I'm not too happy.
Wait, are we going to one?
All right, so let's back to the subject. I want to jump around. So you saw somebody. I'm sorry, and you said the lady was poor, and go ahead.
She have like a little girl,
Ooh, that's
her
tough.
daughter,
Tough.
then with his boyfriend. Then my mom went and talked to them. Then my mom boyfriend. Then no. So the girl like,
The girl, what?
she was like, she kind of looked like she went to a party, but no, she was like in the street.
Yeah.
And my mom,
She could have been a lady of the night.
no, and then my mom like,
She could have been scamming you.
Okay.
nah, and also like my mom gave her chips and money. Then like my mom told the whole story to my mom. Then my mom was crying. Then
Oh, she got her.
and also her, she was crying. Then the dad like went to fix my mom car. No, not my mom car. My dad car.
Mm-hmm.
He went to fix my dad car, and then I was playing with the girl, like how she showed.
Oh,
how
you
to
became
ride
friends
us.
with them.
Yes.
That's it. They're
No,
they're
like-
in your family.
We're cousins now.
Your cousin now?
Mhm.
Oh my God!
Because
How that
now
became your
she's-
cousin? I ain't
I
even
don't know, not the
not real cousins. You now you primos.
Not like related.
Okay,
Well,
but
that's
so
what-
so
now
what
she's my
happened? So your mom gave her money,
Yeah.
and the story they became friends, and now they're part of the family.
Like she's my auntie now.
Oh.
She's my cousin.
Okay, you got an
And-
auntie and a cousin.
and
Is she still poor? She's still doing better.
She's still poor, but because she live like in a small room.
Okay, so she
So like a apartment?
Yeah.
well, maybe she don't even live in an apartment. Maybe she live in a
no,
room,
like not in
like
an
a room.
apartment. Maybe
when
like,
someone
but she
rents
live
a
in
room.
house.
That's tough.
And also like
That's the first time that I hear this one. That you find a homeless person, they give you a story, and then they became your aunt
Your
and
relatives.
your aunt and your cousin. So you took it somewhere else. But some people have a heart like that. I have a story for that one too. So that's definitely an interesting one. Last but not least, I guess I'm gonna be the last one with my story. But has this something that's come up, in your lifetime? Like, seeing people asking for money, and how have you dealt with it, or your family has dealt with it?
So in our building, once I was walking up the stairs after school, and then I saw this homeless man, and he was just sleeping on the staircase. And at first I didn't mind it, but then like it was a whole weekend that I see him, and after a week he just touched my leg.
Oh,
And
that's where the party stops at. I hope you told somebody immediately.
I mean, he was like half sleeping and half up, and then he said, he called me chamaquita, and then
Chamaquita means little girl.
I know.
Okay, I know. I'm saying my listeners may not know. They don't, and that might be bilingual. So I gotta tell them.
And then he said, he said in Spanish if he can have like $2 or money, but I told him that I didn't have any money, and it was kind of weird because he just took his hand off my leg and kept sleeping.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you know something. I don't know how you handled it. Anytime that someone touches you inappropriately, because I find that inappropriately, you didn't ask to be touched. You make sure you tell somebody. You make sure you tell your parent. Make sure you tell your auntie. Make sure you tell somebody that you trust, because your safety is first. Okay, so you have to make sure that even now you tell your mother or your dad this story, and make sure that it doesn't happen again, because sometimes that touch could become a grab, and if you're by yourself, is a little different. It could become scary immediately. It's scary right now when you told me. So be careful with that, and and tell your parents if you see something weird that's happening. You see a person constantly in the same place, under the stairs or something for 2 or 3 days, tell them, hey dad, mom, when I come home, there's this guy always downstairs, sleeping, and then make sure that your safety is first. There's people that push people into the apartment. I don't know if you're by yourself or whatever, so you have to be careful with that. Okay, so these stories are definitely not the ones that I thought of, but I'm gonna give you my little story. Um, as a dad, you try to teach your children, different responsibilities and to care for everyone. So I'm going to start it off with that because my situation was a little different. So I'm going to get food for my family. We wanted Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I have my girls. So I parked kind of across the street. There was some lady that was asking for food. So as I go get my food, I found it a perfect way to say, hey, you know what, guys, we have a couple extra dollars. Let's treat somebody to some food. So, I have two girls, so I decided to buy two sandwiches so each girl could hand the sandwich. So we did that. The girls are excited. They're like, ooh, we're going to help somebody out. Um, we're going to help somebody out. So they were excited to be able to give. I explained to them while we are waiting for our food, why this was important. Um, so, they're eager. We get our food. The lady's still by the car. We give her the food. The girls are like, here's a sandwich. Here's a sandwich. Nice and hot. We basically just crossed the street. The lady looks at the girls and takes the food. She said, this is not what I asked for. And she throws it in the garbage. So my girls and myself, just like yourself, we did it out of the kindness of our heart. We didn't have to buy no food for anyone. We just felt that this was a good gesture. And the lady taught my kids a different gesture. Like, hey, you know what? Not everyone really wants what they asked for. She could have really wanted the money for something else. But she was saying, oh, I want food, I want food, I want food. And because she threw it out, of course it was, only $2 or whatever, we paid $3 for it. My girls were like, why would she throw it out when she's asking for food? So we get in the car and it becomes another learning experience for my children. So you never know when you give these people money what they really want. So I usually, if I see one of my friends and he's outside, from the neighborhood, I'll be like, hey, Carl, you good? Yeah, I'm good. You want a coffee? Yo, okay, that's cool. I'll go buy him a coffee. I don't have a problem with that. 75 cents, $1. Cool. But if they constantly asking me for, yo, you got $5? You got $3? I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna do it. I'll get you something. I'll definitely get you something to eat. I don't have a problem with that. I used to take the food from here and feed the whole neighborhood every Friday, and they used to love it, and that's great. I didn't have a problem taking the food or making sure I had somebody that divided and give it to everybody. I'm good with that. I'm great. But if I feel that you're not gonna be you're not gonna use it wisely or something like that, I have a choice of saying no. So these are definitely some good stories. I definitely didn't think that you were gonna get a cousin and an auntie out of it. You definitely need to tell that story to your parents about being, even if it's touched a little bit by that weirdo. And you need to stop giving people money. Because I'm going to be on that list for Christmas.
That was only once.
It's going to be twice because you're going to give me something now. So I want to be on your list. Everybody good? That was good. That was a good podcast, I think.
Yeah.
That was definitely interesting. Well, thank you for being honest. Just say our goodbyes.
Bye.
That was a drive-by. Come on, man.
Bye.
That's what I'm talking about. Bye.
Pineapples.
Check. 1 2 1 2. Check.
No. And we're out of here.